Hey, this is Bobby Petroselli, national speaker, author, counselor, life coach. I am absolutely honored to be here today. I am so thrilled that I'm going to get to spend just a few moments talking to you about forgiveness and how to let it go and to truly give forgiveness a try. I got to tell you, no matter who you are, no matter where you've been, no matter what you've been through, every one of us in this world have been hurt. We've been broken. We've been wounded. We've been traumatized. We've experienced rejection, lack of love. We've experienced pain. We've experienced the feelings of not fitting in and being accepted. You know, the Bible teaches us as simple as could be. True love is not easily offended. God calls us that Christ has come to bring true forgiveness and healing to us. Well, he calls us to forgive others, but I've come to a simple conclusion. I can't give forgiveness a try apart from the Holy Spirit. God has empowered me to be able to move forward with the power of the Holy Spirit, to walk in forgiveness, to walk in love, to walk in that peace and that harmony. Forgiveness never condones the wrong that has ever been done to you. Forgiveness is the greatest gift you could give yourself. That's why give it a try. Give yourself the healing that you need, because unforgiveness keeps you locked up in that moment, in that time, whenever you were hurt, wounded, and broken, whoever did it to you, even the mistakes you've made. And the reality is you're not defined by that. You're not defined by the hurt and the pain that people have perpetrated upon you. You're not defined by the wrong that has been done to you. You're not even defined by the wrong that you have done. As you see in the copy of one of my books, You Matter, It Doesn't, Leaving Your It Behind, I wanted to make sure you got to see that, because every one of us have an it somewhere that has been trying to control us, to define us. You know, I tell people all the time, I hear people say life takes place one day at a time. And I look at them, no, it doesn't. Life doesn't happen one day at a time. Life happens one moment at a time. One choice, one decision, one action, one reaction, one feeling, one impulse, one response. And the reality is, every one of those, there's no such thing as throwaway choices and decisions and moments. Every moment matters. Every moment counts. Every choice matters. Every decision counts. Because every choice and every decision, we're building patterns, habits, and routines that eventually lead to success or lead to failure. One of my major books I wrote is called 10 Seconds Will Change Your Life Forever. Not can, it will. Because life happens one moment at a time. My life, for those who don't know my story, my life was tragically changed in one moment. While asleep in bed with my wife over 30 years ago, I had met her at Oral Roberts University. I'm living in Texas working as a teacher and a coach. And a drunk driver crashes through my house, kills my wife, and seriously injures me. It was a miracle I lived. I wound up in the dining room window. She was buried under the truck, suffocated. My life was changed in a moment. I remember the very first night I'm laying in my bed in the hospital room. And I knew, because what I had been taught and shown in my life, and literally God was bringing it to that perspective. And I remember praying this prayer. God, I can't forgive this man. Your word tells me that I have to forgive him. And I know the importance of forgiveness. I realize that. I don't minimize that. But apart from you, I cannot forgive him. And I need your help and your strength to forgive him. I got to tell you straight up, when I went through that tragedy, excuse the expression, that first year was a hell on earth. I'm missing my wife, wondering what's going to happen in my life. How am I going to go? What's going on? But my hatred, my anger, my bitterness, my unforgiveness towards that man was not really even present, because God moved on that right away, because I believe what anesthetizes our lives in unforgiveness are the negative things. That's why the word says there's pleasure in sin for a season, because sin anesthetizes the pain of our hurt. That's why people abuse drugs. That's why people abuse alcohol. That's why people abuse others. They abuse themselves. That's why they go down the path of sin. Sin brings joy and pleasure for the moment, but it's a temporary fix. It's not going to bring healing and happiness. Forgiveness is the vital key. Unforgiveness is me drinking poison, hoping the person who did wrong to me dies from the poison I drink. I tell you now, take a moment And very simply, come to the Lord as a child and say, you know what, God? I can't get rid of this it. I can't get rid of this hurt, this pain, this offense. But you know what? I can with your help. Holy Spirit, you're alive in me. I ask you to help me through this. I like to tell people this all the time. Revelations 3:20. I stand at the door and knock. Whoever opens that door, I will come in and sup and be with them. Every area of your life, God is knocking at the door of your heart, of your mind, of your soul, of your spirit. My prayer is that you would be sensitive to the Holy Spirit to open that door and allow him in. And one moment at a time, I knew through the power of the Holy Spirit I could forgive this man and I could give forgiveness a try. Well, guess what? I learned that 30-something years ago. And then other areas of my life, when I have to forgive, I say those same prayers. God, that person who did wrong to me, I don't want to hold on to it. I don't want to live in that past. I tell people all the time, our past chases after us. Our hurt and our brokenness chases after us to define us. You are not defined by the hurt and the pain. You are defined by your uniqueness, your one-of-a-kindness, your pricelessness. You're defined by, as I say, your you matterness. You're defined that Christ would go to the cross and literally his death would cover everything you would ever go through. It would cover your hurt, your brokenness, your pain. It would cover your sickness, your mind attitude, your mind condition, your heart condition, your willingness and ability to forgive. And of course, his blood was shed for all of those things to wash us clean of every sin that we committed. You know what? That's why Jesus fought with the Pharisees and Sadducees, because they were going after sin and behavior first. Jesus didn't condone it, but he knew the whys behind the whats. That's why he said to the Pharisees and Sadducees, it's the sick, it's the broken, it's the hurting, it's the rejected, it's the traumatized, it's those who have gone through pain that need healing. And the reality was this. I got the ball rolling. Of course, it was a process, but I got the ball rolling in a good way where I opened the door and allowed the Spirit of God to work in my heart to begin that process of forgiveness. I ask you this day, let's go a step further. I ask you this moment to allow God through his Son, Jesus Christ, and the power of the Holy Spirit to help you forgive those who have done wrong to you. Know this, you are forgiven. You are loved, you are adored. And God gives you the strength to forgive. In the power that we understand his forgiveness for us, he empowers us to forgive others. And that's why he says, how could we literally walk in his forgiveness, know his forgiveness, experience his forgiveness when we're holding on to offenses of others? No, forgiveness doesn't condone the wrong. Forgiveness sets you free. Forgiveness gives you the hope to move forward. I tell people an acronym I came up for HOPE stands for hold on, pain ends. Hold on, problems end. Hold on. Hope is a good thing, maybe the best of things, and good things never die. The three greatest things are faith, hope, and love. And through love, I can have faith. Through love, I can have hope. Through love, I can have forgiveness. Through the Holy Spirit, I can do all that God has called me to do. This is Bobby Petrocelli telling you, you matter. Bobby Petrocelli telling you, you matter to God. Bobby Petrocelli telling you, you are treasured and adored by God. You have such great value that God wouldn't send his son to die for a piece of junk. God wouldn't forgive a piece of junk. He knows how treasured you are. There's nobody that's a piece of junk because all are created in the image of God. The reality is, allow the Spirit to help you to forgive. Let it go. Let the Spirit give you strength to let it go. Give it a shot, because I promise you, it'll be the greatest thing that you can do. And the simple way is as a little child to say, you know what, God, you're living in me through the Holy Spirit. I need your Holy Spirit to help me to forgive. And be very precise about the situations. He knows what's going on, and he wants to empower you. That's why out of the heart flows the issues of life. That's why when we speak and confess, we have the ability to forgive. You matter, it doesn't. Take it one moment at a time and choose to forgive, that your future will be as great and as powerful. Always remember, you matter, and you have value, identity, and purpose. You matter, you matter, you matter.